Kao što smo i obećali, vodimo vas u Cirih, na jednu impozantnu svetsku premijeru. U atmosferi koja je spojila futuristički dizajn, savremenu tehnologiju i jasnu viziju električne mobilnosti, Škoda je prošle nedelje u Cirihu organizovala svetsku premijeru potpuno novog električnog gradskog SUV crosovera Škode Epiq. Oko 350 predstavnika medija iz 30 zemalja prisustvovalo je premijeri u Amvelt areni. Među njima i naša ekipa, a specijalno za Mobil auto govorili su čelni ljudi iz Škode, Klaus Zelmer, Oliver Stefani i Johannes Neft. Pre samog predstavljanja sve oči bile su na Epiqu u kamuflažnoj verziji.
Evo nalazimo se ispred kamufliranog Epiqa, Škodinog novog aduta iz električne game. Šta se krije ispod ove kamuflaže, vidjet ćemo unutra. Idemo.
Ovim modelom češki proizvođač napravio je važan korak u daljem širenju svoje električne game, ali jasno pokazao kako vidi budućnost pristupačnih električnih automobila namenjenih svakodnevnoj upotrebi. Epiq je razvijen kao kompaktan gradski SUV, ali sa ambicijom da ponudi mnogo više od klasičnog urbanog automobila. I show može da počne.
Kao što smo rekli, svetska premijera novog Epiqa. Mali, gradski, električni auto sa cenom od 26.000 evra.
Na premijeri u Cirihu poseban akcenat stavljen je na novi modern, solid dizajnerski jezik brenda, koji Epiq donosi u svom najčistijem obliku. A više o samom dizajnu, specijalno za Mobil auto, govori Oliver Stefani, glavni dizajner koji zna svaki detalj novog Epiqa i koji je najbolji vodič da upoznamo njegove oblike i forme.
So this car is true 100% modern solid design story. We introduced this design story and design thing with the 7S show car in 2022, and the modern solid is because of solid, functional and authentic. When we go to the side, you see also the car is very simple. It has just one line that goes here over the shoulder. Just this line. And also looks very nice on the wheels. So this is the very solid approach that we have here in the car. And this also reflects the simplicity of the car. So the functional approach is on the rear. If you can go here on the rear. The car looks big, yeah, so it's bigger than a Epiq. It looks bigger than a Epiq. Yeah. And this also is the functionality that our customers like. And when you look at the rear and you see this opening here, and also the loading height, this offers a lot of space, a lot of flexibility to put something in the car. Yeah? So there's a lot of space how you can move this in. And also here, function approach. Practically, we covered this with grain parts, so there's no scratching over body color and so on. And it's authentic as Škoda. If you go to the front, you see that it's connected to all the other cars that we have here also in the brand by doing this line here. So this is the typical Škoda line that we have here with the stip, with the Škoda heading. So this is what you find on all other cars as well, and it looks quite great and is part of a strategy, solid, functional and authentic.
Iako kompaktan s polja, novi Epiq donosi izuzetno prostranu unutrašnjost. Upravo je praktičnost bila jedna od glavnih tema predstavljanja u Cirihu. Putnički prostor projektovan je tako da maksimalno iskoristi mogućnosti električne platforme, pa automobil nudi komfor koji se očekuje od vozila iz višeg segmenta. Škoda je tokom premijere istakla da je cilj bio razvoj električnog automobila koji neće biti rezervisan samo za premium kupce, već model koji će električnu mobilnost približiti širokom krugu vozača. Upravo zbog toga cena predstavlja jedan od ključnih aduta novog modela. O svemu ovom i o tome ko će to biti kupci nove Škode Epiq, specijalno za Mobil auto, govori Klaus Zelmer, izvršni direktor kompanije Škoda Auto.
Most important thing about Epiq there's not one thing that is most important. I think it's the whole package. It's the new modern solid design language that makes it the face in the crowd. It's technological package. It's battery electric vehicle. It's solid. The price point around 26,000 euro for a car of that size, that quality. This is a good value for money offer in the market. My personal most favorite fact about it, it's its spaciousness. It's very compact, but inside it's huge. Also trunk space, 475 liters. That is a record figure for the segment. Target client, typically, you have people who look for an urban crossover SUV, who are more into higher cars than hatch cars, and are in the market for, starting at 26,000 euro, and are in the market for a car that is beautiful and, of course, efficient in terms of its mileage, its range, north of 450 kilometers range with the Epiq 55. So I think, there's a market out there. It's actually the A0 segment the Epiq is in for is the biggest segment in terms of sales potential out in the market.
Ovo je definitivno veoma konkurentan automobil u rastućem segmentu urbanih električnih SUV vozila. O naprednoj tehnologiji, pogonskom sklopu i poređenju Epiqa sa ostalim električnim modelima, za Mobil Auto detalje donosi Johannes Neft, član upravnog odbora kompanije Škoda Auto.
What you can see here is our Epiq. This is Škoda's entry BEV, purely new, based on the MEB 21 platform. Big difference between the MEB 21 and the MEB 31 platform, where our Enyaq and Elroq is standing on, is that it's a pure front-driven platform. The front drive is because then we are putting everything which is high voltage into the front. You have nothing in the rear, so that gives also some cost advantages, which is very important, especially on this size of cars, which we want to give back to the customers of us. What you can see here is as well that we have a lower entry engine. We also have a lower entry battery with a 38.5 kilowatt hour size. LFP chemistry gives us the chance to really get entrance prices. We will start at around 26,000 euros in most of the markets. With that, we are very close to the ICE counterpart of the Epiq, which is the Epiq. And with that, we always try to bring more and more our direction into price parity with the ICE cars, and to push more the electric-driven cars, which we are having.
Svetska premijera Škode Epiq u Cirihu pokazala je da češki brend ne želi samo da prati trendove elektrifikacije. On želi da ponudi praktična, tehnološki moderna i cenovno dostupna rešenja za buduće kupce. Novi Epiq tako predstavlja spoj modernog dizajna, funkcionalnosti i električne tehnologije. Automobil koji bi mogao da postane jedan od najvažnijih modela brenda u godinama koje dolaze.